Oh. Hey, Maurice, watch out. We don't need no accidents around here, especially today. Oh, it's National Accident Prevention Week. Can't you read? The notice is up in the kitchen.
Hey, I know I'm only a maggot, but in this place, even I try to avoid the kitchen.
I don't blame you. Look, Maurice, I'm getting a little hungry here. I'd kind of like to check those waffles out in the kitchen, you know what I mean? I'd like you to tell the folks back home about the first freaky story. Thanks a lot.
Okay. This is one of our freaky stories. Uh-oh, I forgot to mention. Larry, watch out for the butter I left on the... Oh, Larry? Larry, are you okay?
Look at my arm. I think it's busted.
Oh. No, I'm sorry. I feel so bad. Is there anything I can do to help?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Roll the story, would you, please?
This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Edna, from the Horticultural Society. Yes, that Edna. Poor Edna. All she wants to do more than anything in this life is to become a member of the Horticultural Society. Last year, Edna's membership submission was, are you sitting down, a dandelion. Now, it's true, 8-foot dandelions are fairly rare, but really, how would it look accepting a new member on the basis of a large yellow weed? Well, finally the committee had to tell her that unless she could find something very unique, we wouldn't consider any further applications from her. So Edna decided to console herself with a little vacation and flew off to Mexico to look at the flowers. One day, the hotel manager told her that he knew of a very rare specimen. If the Senora was up for a challenge and didn't mind a burro ride, he would take her to this very rare plant. Unfortunately, she danced right on the manager's little chihuahua. Poor Edna. Well, the next day they arrived at the dusty, windswept plateau above the clouds. There was nothing there except a grizzled little cactus with tiny red speckles. The hotel manager pointed proudly to his discovery. Edna just stared at the cactus and was very disappointed. But soon, she thought she saw it actually moving, and she realized she had found something very rare. So Edna transplanted it and took it home. Edna lovingly tended the little cactus, and my, how it thrived. This was a cactus that was guaranteed to make her the talk of the Horticultural Society. She thanked the manager profusely, hugging him and falling to her knees, which was where his new Chihuahua puppy had been sleeping. Oh, well. Back home, when the delivery van arrived, why, the cactus was 4 times the size from when she left Mexico. Large and green, and the little red speckles were practically blinking at her. Edna called the president of the Horticultural Society and insisted that the new members committee come to her house for a big surprise. The next morning, she woke to find the cactus had practically taken over the entire living room, and underneath its prickly skin, the cactus was rippling. Well, thought Edna, the last laugh is on the Horticultural Society, because now my magnificent cactus will make me a member for sure. Why, I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to make me president. There was the entire membership committee, dressed in hats and pearls. The fake politeness and insincere small talk stopped as the ladies caught sight of the giant cactus undulating, the red speckles blinking madly. They stared in stunned disbelief. It would be impossible to keep Edna out of the Horticultural Society now. And Edna marched in from the kitchen with a large tray of party sandwiches. She placed them on a table just in front of the cactus, and with a smug smile said, "Ladies, is there anything you wish to say?" The smell of the food aroused the cactus. Before any of the ladies could yell, "Look out!" one of the cactus's arms reached out and grabbed Edna. And as the entire membership committee of the Horticultural Society watched in horror, the cactus burst wide open, and from its innards spew forth thousands of long, wiggly, squirmy snakes, all with blinking red eyes. This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. Poor Edna. You know her, the crazy lady who walks up and down the botanical gardens offering party sandwiches to the rhododendrons.
You know, I feel responsible.
Well, maybe that's because you are responsible.
I wish there was some way I could make it up to you.
You could get me some of that waffle.
Okay, Chief.
Okay, Maurice. And not too much maple syrup. Don't worry. I won't be too hard on him. Oh. Maurice, am I supposed to eat a waffle with nothing to drink?
Huh?
What am I? Not speaking English here? I'm in pain. I'm suffering. Give me something to drink, will you?
Oh, okay.
Make it a fruit juice.
Okay.
Not apple.
No.
Orange.
Oh, okay.
And a piece of chocolate cake for dessert.
Cake.
Yeah. I'd do the same for him, you know. Wouldn't I?
This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. A doctor, actually. A doctor with a few problems, psychoanalytically speaking. In layman's terms, he was a fruitcake. This doctor, we shall call him Helmsley, was married to a very successful lawyer, Evelyn. Together they made quite a cosmopolitan couple. One night they had tickets to the opening of a new, important play. But as was common with these folks, on the night of the play, each of them was in one of his and her whirlwinds. Elmsley had a full slate of patients, running from exam room to exam room. Here a prescription, there a lab test. Evelyn dashed from court, adjust with the press, depositions, meetings, the usual. They both arrived home with all the intention of mounting themselves appropriately for the occasion. But Elmsley's tuxedo hadn't been cleaned. Evelyn couldn't choose a gown. Elmsley lost his cufflinks. And Evelyn despised her alligator purse. Eventually, they did get off to the theater, and they did arrive before the curtain rose. Barely. Evelyn showed up in the power suit she vowed the jury in earlier, and Elmsley wore the comfortable tweed jacket he'd worn all day.
Can I help you, man?
So there they were, in their third row center seats, when Evelyn started to wriggle around. Elmsley made eye contact with Evelyn. Someone was emitting a horrifyingly foul odor, and the usher was eyeing them suspiciously. Evelyn spotted two empty seats way over at the side of the theater, and circumstances dictated that they move. The star of the play was on the stage, delivering a soliloquy about the meaning of life, while Evelyn and Elmsley were doing that annoying, excuse me, I beg your pardon thing, climbing over laps and goats. The suspicious usher followed them, sniffing as they went. Eventually, they made it to the two side seats. They sat back and relaxed to watch the play. The drama unfolded on stage, but the actors were all holding hankies to their faces, and the men were covering their noses, trying not to inhale the stench. The ushers pointed accusingly at the doctor and the lawyer. Evelyn, unaware, thought they should stop the play, find the person who was contaminating the air, and evict him. Evelyn and Elmsley decided they had a better chance of survival if they would simply stand in the back of the theater. So, they made their way out. By then, they were getting better at it and did not squash so many toes. Fortunately, the play was nearing the end of the act, and the entire audience assumed they could hold their breath for a few more minutes. But one of the ushers couldn't, and the poor fellow faded dead away. The stage manager came out and apologized. Everybody in the audience was thankful to get out of there. There was a stampede to the door and some fresh air. It was when Evelyn and Elmsley were going home that a revelation occurred. You see, the same offensive odor was right there in the car with them. What with all the rushing around, Elmsley forgot he had a fecal specimen he was supposed to drop off at the lab. That's a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. There's a good doctor and his wife. Oh, they still race around like fruitcakes. But now, since they've become my patients, they blame it all on the early toilet training.
Oh, man, am I getting stiff?
Oh, Larry! Did I just see what I thought I saw?
What?
Oh, nothing. I think I'll just be running along now.
Whew, that was close. Oh, I think I just twisted my back.
Larry!
Uh-oh. No, get back in here.
Who does he think he's playing with here? Maurice is such an amateur. Hey, here is a freaky story. A fun one, yeah.
This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, the coolest kid in school, PJ. The babes went wild for him. Basically, PJ could get any girl he wanted until Wendy came to the school. Wendy wasn't like the other girls. She was really into school. I mean, all she did was study and spend her free time in the library. But she was really a babe. Although I'm not so sure she knew that, because she never seemed interested in boys. How do I know this? Well, the first day she came to the school, she walked right past PJ and didn't even trip or stumble or drool. PJ was stunned. But then he figured she was probably just a robot. She had to be some android that the principal had built to spy on the kids. But in the cafeteria, PJ accidentally bumped into her, and as they reached for the macaroni and cheese salad at the same time, their hands touched. And that was it. She took the salad plate and moved along. PJ had lost it. The king was dead. But he bet us that he'd be kissing her by dinner time. He followed her home from school that day and sat across the street watching as she played with her little dog, Sparky. She was trying to train him. Sit, Wendy would say, and Sparky would pee. Heel, Wendy would say, and Sparky would pee on her shoe. PJ made his move. He strolled past Wendy's house. As he saw the dog, he called out, "Here, boy!" Sparky bounded over to PJ. PJ told the dog to sit, and the dog sat. Wendy's heart instantly thawed. The Babe Meister was back. She asked PJ how he did that, and PJ told her it was easy to teach a dog tricks. In fact, he could teach her how to get Sparky to do just about anything. Even fetch? Asked Wendy. PJ nodded. Wendy asked if PJ would show her how. He found the ball and got Sparky to chase it as far as he could throw it and bring it back. Soon, Sparky was running over hedges, under fences, through the bushes, anywhere to get that ball. Wendy invited PJ into the house for a drink of lemonade. She asked him if he wanted a tour of her new place. So, off they went, Wendy and PJ and Sparky, through the first floor, through the second floor, and finally up to the attic. As Wendy looked out the open window at her new neighborhood, PJ took up a position on an old couch. And so did Sparky, right beside him. PJ quickly shoved Sparky off the couch and called Wendy over to come sit. And she did. And so did Sparky. He moved Sparky off the couch, faked a yawn, and got his arm almost around Wendy's shoulder. She told PJ that she wished she could thank him for helping her with Sparky. Unfortunately for PJ, Sparky heard his name and was right there on his lap with his wet ball. PJ dumped Sparky off the couch. Wendy leaned forward, and PJ leaned forward, and he found himself sitting on Sparky's stupid wet ball. As he went to put his arm around Wendy, PJ took the ball and tossed it over his shoulder. It bounced on the floor, and they both looked up at the same time as they watched Sparky leap for the ball, just as it bounced right out the window. This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, a guy named PJ. Used to be really cool, but now all he does is wander the streets mumbling, "Here, Sparky! Here, Sparky!"
I'm not as dumb as I look. Actually, nobody's as dumb as I look. Watch this. Fire! Fire! Fire!
Where's the fire? Where's the...
Well. What do we have to say for ourselves?
Ouch. Well, folks, the next story's really freaky. It's my favorite kind. Maurice, you're not buying this, are you?
This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. Uncle Dmitri had gone off many years ago to seek his fortune in the New World. And even though he had indeed found his fortune, Uncle Dmitri never forgot his roots. While he lived in the glittering cities of America, his heart belonged to the people in his little village of Oshek. He was a generous man, and his relatives often received parcels containing gifts. It was always a joyous occasion in the little village of Oshek when a package arrived from Uncle Dmitri. Sometimes he sent gifts, sometimes he sent clothing. And so one day, Mama received a parcel from Uncle Dmitri. All the little brothers and sisters gathered round as Mama carefully opened the brown wrapping paper. She was careful in this regard because she liked to save the paper for future use. But while Mama's back was turned away from the table, one of the goats from the pasture leaned in the window and snatched the letter that Uncle Dmitri had sent with his gift. But at least the gift was safe on the table. It was a jar, a big one, mind you, filled with the brown powder. Mama unscrewed the lid. It smelled good. She moistened a finger, dipped it in the jar, and tasted the powder. Spicy. Uncle Dmitri had sent the family a gift of cooking spice. This was another fine day in the little village of Oshek. Mama bought a chicken to cook for supper. She first boiled the chicken to make soup. Then she rubbed the chicken with some of the spice from America mixed with a little garlic and set it in the oven to roast. Neighbors, even from as far away as the next village, came to marvel at Uncle Dmitri's wonderful spice from America. Mama's friends begged to have some of this spice for their family dinners. So Mama reluctantly began to measure it out, 1/2 glass per family. And soon the whole valley was filled with the rich aroma of spicy chicken. And so it went until one day near the holiday season, at long last, the big jar finally ran dry. They took the last remaining crumbs of the spice and spread it over their holiday roast. The sweet smell filled the air, bringing tears to everyone's eyes. And that's when Hugo, the eldest son, made his great suggestion. Why didn't Mama simply write to Uncle Dmitri and ask him to send more of this wonderful spice? Surely Uncle Dmitri would be proud that his gift was enjoyed by the whole village. So Mama wrote about how much his gift had meant to the entire village of Oshek. And would it be possible for him to send another jar of the spice? Maybe even 2? And that's when the miracle happened. The very instant that Mama finished writing her letter to Uncle Dmitri, Carl the postman arrived with a parcel from America. Family and friends gathered round. They held their breath as the final papers came away. But this was no spice-filled jar. It was an even greater gift, an urn fashioned out of solid gold. Mama unscrewed the top and looked inside. There was a note from Uncle Dmitri's son Leon. It seems that Uncle Dmitri had passed away, and his dying wish was that he be cremated and his ashes sent home to his beloved village of Oshek. Leon had sent Uncle Dmitri on ahead a couple of weeks ago in a large jar. Hey, it's a true story.
It happened to a friend of mine. And now, when a package arrives in the little village of Orshak, they read the instructions very carefully.
Come on, little pal. Huh? Little buddy.
I am not your buddy.
Okay, look, old maggot. You are my friend, right? Look, I don't express my true feelings easily here.
I took care of you.
Well, if anything happened to you, don't you think that I would take care of you? Huh?
You would?
What? I'm hurt you even ask. Now, go. Just please go. I'm getting all choked up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know you'd take care of me.
Oh, now you've done it, you big nut. Get out of here. Well, guys, see you next time, and maybe we'll have some more freaky stories. Huh? What?
Help me, I can't move.
Me and my big mouth. All right, coming.
And bring a juice.
What kind of juice?
Surprise me.
Oh, coming.